Hello everyone, welcome back to one more video. It's been a while since I posted the last video, I think 1 year now. So okay, my name is Thiago, I'm a software engineer and I'm a computer engineer student. Today I'm gonna talk about the incredible experience of winning the Swift Student Challenge 2024 and winning as a distinguished winner in 2025. So what is the Swift Student Challenge? The Swift Student Challenge is an annual competition for students all over the world. It's focused on bringing innovative solutions through a 3 minutes app. The submission is a Swift Playgrounds. It is a package with your project inside, so you need to code it either on Playgrounds app or in Xcode. To participate, you need to be over 13 years old, but there are also some rules for different countries other than the US. Here you can check them out in the Apple's website. And this year, the submissions close at the 28th of February. So I don't know when this video is going out, but probably this is the last week to submit the app. And Apple selects 350 winners from all over the world. And if you are one of the 50 distinguished winners, you get invited to the WWDC, as I was when I won in 2025. Here's my Echo bag with all the prizes inside. So I'm gonna make a video about it, telling stories about the WWDC and showing some footage. So stay tuned, subscribe on the channel. And the judgment process is unknown, but you can always look what previous winners made to see what kind of project is the best approach to build. And you can also see which ideas weren't selected, so you can base yourself out of that. So your main idea. It is important to focus in a main idea. You can try to think what Apple likes, what you like, and how to synthesize that in 3 minutes. One idea that I really recommend is education. You can build a lot of apps based on that. Just think about one subject, one class that you had in school or one class in the college, and try to build something that teaches a child about that. Create metaphors, something interactive with mini games. Think about the experience that you want to provide to the user. So now I'm gonna show you a little bit of my project, how I structured it, and I'm gonna give you some advice on how you can develop your own app and where to focus on. Okay, so here's the project in Xcode. I have here my custom fonts. So I'm using this retro gaming and this open dyslexic. Here I have all my sounds in the resources, all the chords, drums and notes. So everything I use in the app, I have in here. I recorded this file, so in my piano. So this is actually my piano being played. So I don't need to add any copyright things for any references for the sounds. But these ones I think I picked up from YouTube. And it's interesting, you need to submit with your SwiftPM file with this guy. You need a separate file with all your assets. So you need to be careful for everything not to be over 25 megabytes. And here we have the architecture of the app. I have the main app here. And here's the app manager, which holds some configurations. The sound manager to play sounds. So everything in order to play sounds I keep in here. I have the models, the entities, the nodes, because I'm using SpriteKit. So I didn't follow like a MVVM architecture. I just created like a bunch of nodes and bunch of scenes. Yeah, it's SpriteKit things. I recommend using MVVM if you start from scratch. There's some music playing, we have the credits with all the information, the copyright things. We have animations for every button, even the toggle here, and if you change the font, it changes globally. So that was very interesting to code. And we have the main character animated. So every detail counts here. So like this animation here in the chat, the button clicks, the button noises, all the feedback to the user. We have a lot of mini games with details everywhere. You can see dancing notes over there. The character is always animated. You can play the notes. You have like effects on click. So every time you click a note, there's a note coming out of it. You can play musics here if you want to. Now, this part right here is really interesting because we have like a lot of things going on. We have a lot of effects and we actually have sounds. Everything changes when you click, so the code reacts to it. Here in the code, the drum tempos, as you can see in the left. We also have the notes animating on the top, in the chat, the beat bot. Here in the final art, your music still plays. So in the end, you also give like if the user taps on the App Store icon, it opens the Apple developer website. So my advice would be to focus on these little things. The design. Design is very important. It's one of the biggest things in your app. It's how you communicate with your final user. Just don't go like a go horse method and go straight to code. Let's be real. You need a good color palette. You need to think about what you want to represent with it. You also need to think about the audio. Where are you gonna get your audio from? You can get free copyright audio files in the YouTube or in the internet, and you just need to reference it in your app and in the submission texts. And of course, now you can use AI generated things. There's no way to catch like, oh, this was made by AI. So just go for it. So now let's take a look on how I made all the designs. I used this software called Azeprite. It's available on Steam. It's really cheap, but you can always use Figma, Canva, or any art software that you like. And here, as you can see, I have a lot of files. In this Bitbot one, I created my main character. Of course, it is now a big file, so it's not 32 by 32 anymore. I upscaled it so I can export it to Xcode and it has a better resolution. But here, as you can see, I can make different frames here. That way I can animate my character, and if I hit return, I get this cool animation. So that's how I made the characters. I also have in here, so this is the color palette that I use. Of course, there are the default values here, but probably used all these down colors here. And you can also make buttons, but like here I have the back button, and I also have the back button pressed. And so I create an animation with that, and this is how I made the design. Of course, the menu background as well. Everything I made using this software, and it's really easy to learn, and it has so many features, so I really recommend using that. Storytelling. Try to tell a story through your app. Structure it in levels with beginning, middle, and end. It's always important to remember that you can't fit 100% of your idea in your app. You only have 3 minutes, so you need to synthesize as much as you can. And sometimes you need to cut things off. And there's 3 essential questions that you need to answer when you're developing your app. What is it for? What problem it solves? And why does it? So this is important to align your idea with real solutions that solve real problems. Now talking about tests. You need to show your app to your friends, see how they are interacting with your app, try to solve the issues that you find. So this needs to be like an interactive procedure. You test, then you develop, then you test again. It is an incremental development. So that's really important. And don't try to teach them how to use it. See how they interact with it. So if they get stuck in somewhere in your app, you know that you need to fix that. You need to. Now, lastly, the submission. So the submission is made in the Apple developer website. You need an Apple developer account, but it can be a free one. You don't need to pay the $99. There you need to submit your playground. It should be at maximum 25 megabytes of data. There's also a lot of texts that you need to fill. It's always good to use all the words that you can. So if it's like 500 words maximum, you use those 500 words. Describe your journey, describe your idea, how you made it. It's very important to focus on those tests. So thank you for watching this video. Feel free to leave comments if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer all of them. There are a lot of people asking me things on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out as well on LinkedIn. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe on the channel. I'm gonna focus a lot more this year to bring more content about iOS development and software engineer stuff. So that's it. See you in the next video.